Folks, come October, it'll be 30 years that I've been teaching the Bible. And for as long as I have been teaching the Bible, of course, I have been teaching Bible prophecy. And so over the years, I've developed a bit of a reputation for teaching in that area. And of course, I'm kind of a language guy and all kinds of other things. But the reality of it is, I have very much enjoyed teaching on this subject, and as a result, I get a whole bunch of questions related to this particular topic. Now, it is very interesting because what happens on a regular basis is I get people that come to me and they say, well, James, did you hear this prophet? He's coming to town and he actually said this. Or what about the guy that was dreaming all kinds of crazy dreams and dreamt about the all the stuff going on with the virus and, dreamt about Trump, that Trump was going to come back into office. I was at 21 days after Biden was sworn in. And I get these questions a lot. People come to me, they say, James, what do you think about this guy? Man, everything he said seems to make sense. And my statement has been the same every single time. And that is, first of all, you go by the Bible. If it's not in the Bible, you leave it alone. As a matter of fact, if it's something that would appear to be extracurricular, you run away from it as fast as you possibly can. You ignore it. You leave it alone. You pay no mind to it, because it's going to bring nothing but destruction eventually, because if it's not in the Word, it doesn't work. Then the other thing that I always tend to explain to people is prophecy and Bible prophecy is something that is very obvious, and it is not what a lot of people make it out to be. Now, with all of that said, one of the greatest prophets that ever lived, according to Jesus, matter of fact, not one of, the greatest prophet that ever lived, gives us a really good example of how Bible prophecy should be used and what its ultimate purpose is. You see, you have to understand that John the Baptist was the greatest prophet that ever lived. He didn't look like a prophet, didn't really act like a prophet in reality, at least not what people make prophets out to be. And most definitely, he was not one of these guys that really fit in with anybody. Matter of fact, he spoke against political officials. He was definitely out of character for what you think someone might be or what the world might think someone might be. But yet, he was the greatest prophet that ever lived. What made him so great, folks? He made the way for Christ. He pointed to Christ. And if the ministry of a prophet does not make the way for the Messiah, and if we are not pointing people to Jesus, then there is no point for doing what we are doing. Why? Because the Bible says, in the volume of the book, it is written of me. That means that Jesus Christ is what Bible prophecy is all about. And folks, the greatest prophet that ever lived made it all about Jesus Christ. And so should we, right? Let's take from that cue, you guys. We're going to talk about that, by the way, today on this beautiful Sunday morning. And hopefully you won't miss out on it. It's going to be a great time. Love you guys. God bless you. And remember, it's all about Jesus.